Temple University will offer gender-inclusive housing beginning in August 2017. This means that students can share a suite or apartment on campus with other students regardless of gender identity, gender expression, biological sex, or sexual orientation. Students must express their interest to participate using Temple's online housing selection application. For returning students, this accommodation will be available at Morgan North and Temple Towers residence halls. For first-year students, it will be available in Whitehall and 1940 on a case-by-case basis. The Podiatry Residence Hall will be available for graduate students. In addition to the university's administration, the Temple student government played the largest role in getting the gender-inclusive housing passed. Hundreds of colleges and universities already have this type of housing in place. Titus Knox, TSG's Director of Student Affairs, explains why Temple waited.
I would say that Temple is on the later side to the game, but it was because they wanted to make sure that they had everything right.
TSG has increased its diversity, and Knox states that it helped make the progressive move possible.
TSG being made up of students who are LGBT in some part, they are keeping these things on the front of their minds, and so they're more likely to hold the higher-ups to kind of like the flame in a sense, like, we're watching you, we are pushing for this.
Other student organizations who propelled this initiative include the Residence Hall Association, the Queer Student Union, and the Queer People of Color. The Queer People of Color, also known as QPOC, did a lot of advocacy. Past E-Board members have spoken to Temple's administration to help get it passed. Nadia Toro, the vice president, explains QPOC's reasoning to get involved.
I know it has affected a lot of people, friends of mine who just was like, oh my God, when I got here, it was horrible, it was awkward, because you got to deal with like a really awkward roommate that like has no idea how to like deal with you, or you have to deal with bathrooms, you got to deal, and it's just like all of these things. It's something that affects all marginalized people, so like it was not something that we could just ignore.
Toro goes on to explain that although she believes this is a first step for Temple, she also believes that the administration needs to do better at understanding student diversity.
Higher ups, if you're going to be handling an institution like a college, you have to be knowledgeable of all identities. You have to be knowledgeable of the needs and the wants of all these identities.
This is one of the first moments that Temple has directly addressed students with varying gender identities. Toro explains that the university still needs improvements.
I feel like my community is still not acknowledged. I feel like there's still a lot of things like safe zone training and health services and stuff like that who need a lot of work when it comes to understanding.
Since this initiative will not be implemented till the upcoming fall semester, resident assistants will be trained on how to correctly accommodate students with varying gender identities and gender expressions before that time. Reporting for WHIP News, I'm Taylor Allen.